years, you might have seen any one of these memes about things evolving into crabs. That crab is the ideal form, that eventually everything...
The ideal form? Excuse me, I feel like I've missed out on this. I've not noticed this meme, unless it's old. This was like a year ago, this video. So maybe it's out of date, but I have not noticed this meme.
These refer to a real phenomenon called carcinization, which is, in the simplest words possible, the process of evolving a crab form. This has happened so many times, scientists had to create a word for it. Before you...
There's no shot. There's no shot. There's no fucking shot. It's happened that many times. They had to make its own name. No. Crabs are not like the most ubiquitous animal on the earth, are they? I thought that was like ants or something.
About the thought of crab people millions of years into the future, I must stop you right there. Like I said in my skit I uploaded a few weeks ago, in order to undergo carcinization, you have to be a crustacean. Can I do it? No, you're Croatian. You have to be a crustacean. Nevertheless.
Bro, rip Croatians. Rip. They can never evolve into crab people.
For this video to inform you and potentially enrage you. If you're a returning viewer, you know we typically start with the general information to get it
That's my first time
out of the way. So you might be thinking that I'll probably start by defining what a crab is. That's a good place to start. But listen, it is much more complicated than that. Defining crab is complete pandemonium. Here's why.
No, I refuse to believe. Crab is just crab. Crab is just has shell, has claws, skulls around on little feces. There you go, crab.
Think of a crab, your brain probably goes to a flat, rotund creature with little eye stalks and big claws. Well, on one hand, scientifically, not all creatures that fall into that category are true crab. And on the other hand, informally, we use the term crab to describe creatures that look nothing like that. In the words of biologist Gerard Schultz, sometimes a crab is whatever we perceive as a crab. No offense.
Fuck off. What do you mean? Whatever you perceive it to be. No, that doesn't make sense. No. I don't think whatever you perceive it to. Motherfucker.
Unacceptable for our discussion today. Guess how many research papers I read?
Exactly, unacceptable.
Just pondering what actually is a crab. It was ridiculous. Crabs are way too complicated. So I decided we're going to visually organize this chaos with a diagram. I don't know what kind of diagram this is.
I'm sorry, I'm in the worry. I might try and move myself a little bit smaller, maybe. Wait, no, sure, let's go to the right. That's right, the left. I know my directions.
I know it's not a Venn diagram because the circles are completely inside of each other. You know what the fuck is going on. I know that what I made is correct. So the outermost circle is
it correct though, Lindsay?
Inside of that we have things we call crabs that also look like crabs. And inside of that we have things we call crabs that also look like crabs that are also true crabs. Let's start with animals that only fit in the outside circle. Things we call crabs but do not even look like crabs. There's really no way to define this category. It's just different animals that people came across and went crab. A few examples are hermit crabs, pubic lice, the last kind of crab you ever want to come across, and horseshoe crabs. This is clearly not a crab, yet we call it a crab. Why? All right, the next.
But it has shell and a little leggies, so crab, question mark?
Are both categories that look like crabs. Oh, by the way, the spider's still in the room. I don't know what it's up to now. Probably has a family and like a 401k. I'm not...
Why are we talking about spiders? I thought we were talking about crabs. Let's not bring spiders into this, please. Please, let's not bring spiders. Also, is it weird being on this side? Is it weird for you me being on this side? It's weird for me. I don't like it over here. I want to go back to the wrong side.
I would take it. I would put it in a jar and take it outside. But I have not been.
No, you kill it. You kill it. You just fucking smush it dead. There, done, forever. You don't have to worry about it like, escaping or crawling upon you or like sneaking upon you. Just no. I kill spiders. I don't care. I do not care. I really don't. There is nothing on this earth that will make me care about spiders alive. I'm sorry. If it's in my... I don't go out of my way to kill them. I will kill them if they stay in my room. If they stay in my room and they won't leave, then it's signed its death warrant in my eyes. If it leaves, or I can't see it and it's out of sight, I will just get on with my day and I will let it be. But if it stays and I can see it and it's like annoying me, a motherfucker's not staying.
Where I can do that yet, so for now it's still in my room since you wanted an update. And to be honest, the spider kind of looks like a crab.
I didn't.
Okay, before we define the next two.
Welcome to. Is that an actual crab?
Oh my god.
The blue crab. The porcelain.
That's a crab. That's a crab.
The king crab.
Crab.
The Japanese spider crab.
Crab.
And the Dungeness crab.
There's also a crab. All four of these are
At first
crabs.
glance, these all look like true crabs, but they are in fact
Five, all
not.
five.
Let's start by
I can
identifying
count.
the true
What do you mean
crabs,
not?
the smallest circle. This is the Dungeness crab, the Japanese spider crab, which can get to like 12 feet long. They're fucking huge. And the blue
Holy
crab.
shit.
What do these three crabs have in common? Well, they definitely look like
Wait. Let me guess. They're all crabs, is what I'm gonna guess. That's what they have in common. They're all
and they
crabs.
all belong to the same taxonomic group called Brachyura. Whenever we talk about taxonomic groups,
Okay.
we're talking about things that are related to each other through a common ancestor. These groups
What is a what is a taco Aki group? I don't know. I don't know what
can
the
be as
fuck
big as
is.
phyla that I've shown you a diagram of. Each of these generally
Holy
has a common
shit,
ancestor
it's
that
so
was alive
complicated.
like 500 million years ago. So these are really generic big groups. Or the groups can be as small as the big cat genus Panthera, whose common ancestor was alive like 6 to 10 million years ago. It depends on how generic or specific the group you're talking about is. And in this case, with Brachyura,
I'm already confused. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I am already confused out of my mind here. I don't know what's going on now. This nice lady is telling me that crabs aren't real, and something about Taco Bell. I have no idea
all
what's
of its members have
happening.
a common ancestor that was alive sometime in the early Jurassic period, nearly 200 million years ago. This was the beginning of the true crab lineage, the flat and rotund shape. And so, true crabs are defined by blood. They have their own little familial club. And throughout time, other crustaceans outside of Brachyura have wanted in on that body form. They evolved over millions of years and achieved this ideal shape, but are still not invited to the club. This is where the bulk of our carcinization talk exists. In our last circle to visualize, the in-between look like crab but not true crab, with examples like the porcelain crab and the king crab, which with a name
But they are crab. They literally crab though. They got crab in their
like that, you'd
name.
expect to be a true fucking crab, but it's not. We refer to this group,
Yeah.
in between circle, as the false crabs. Set.
Huh?
With headlines like animals keep evolving into crabs and scientists don't know why, and labels like true and false crabs, it seems like a few misunderstandings have been created about what carcinization actually is, specifically when it happens and who it happens to. Scientists aren't just
Wait. Isn't carcinization like too much like carbon dioxide in the atmosphere? Isn't that what it? I'm so confused.
walking into their lobster lab one day and finding crabs everywhere.
The lobster
We're not
lab.
witnessing an elongated crustacean we saw at the beach last year pop up as a rotund creature the next. That would be fucked up, wouldn't it? This phenomenon is being witnessed on a scale
that'd be
of
cool.
millions of years. As scientists have noticed that based on how these groups are related to each other, one group of crustaceans evolved a flat and rotund body plan during the early Jurassic, and other groups of crustaceans evolved in a way that looks almost completely identical to that later on. Unfortunately, or unfortunately, depending on your opinion, like I said before, to undergo carcinization, you must be a crustacean. But even more
In the rhymes, let's go. I got that part. That's the only thing I picked up so far, is you must be a crustacean, not a Croatian, to undergo carbonization.
specific than that, you have to be a decapod crustacean. So what is a
Motherfucker, stop. She's breaking my brain in a different way. She's breaking my brain with science. Is that what you guys want to see? You just want to see me like have my brain broken over and over again? Do you want my brain to be smooth and lush? Is that what you want? Is that really what you want? Because this is what's happening here. I just... Bro.
The decapods are another taxonomic group.
The
that
fuck's a
includes crabs,
decapod?
lobster, shrimp, crayfish.
How can they include crabs if there's only like true crabs of... I'm so confused.
etc. Decapod means 10 legs. Deca, 10. Pod, legs. And this group has been around since at least the Devonian period, about 400 million years ago. One of the first decapods that we know of was alive during this time, called Paleo-Palaemon. And they, along with earlier decapods, had a body plan like that of a lobster, an elongated form. And over the next, say, 200 million years, the ancestors of the Brachyurans, the true crabs, adapted to a series of environmental conditions that led them to be carcinized, and the ancestors to the false crabs followed their lead. Here's what's interesting.
This sounds like some kind of like Game of Thrones family lineage fucking Machiavellian plot. Like the false crabs rose up against the Brachyurans, and now the Brachyuran house is in exile. Like, bro, this is Game of Thrones. This
a little bit easier. Most of the false crabs are in the same group, the sister group to the Brachyurans. Their sister group is called Anamura. Brachyura Animura. I'm gonna guess it's Animura. Brachyura and Animura are sister groups to each other, which means that they're most closely related to each other within the decapod group.
So they're cousins? Question mark?
Let's pretend this is scientifically accurate. I'm
Let's
never
not.
gonna write on it. Bear with me, I'm left-handed. This is not for accuracy, this is just an example. Do you see how these two are most closely related to each other within this entire decapod group? That is what a sister group is. They got their own little thing going on. These two groups share a common ancestor that at some point split, with the Brachyuran lineage going crab, and the Animuran lineage going kind of fucking
Lobster.
all over the place. I'm not gonna say that way. They had a diversity of body form, like squat lobsters and hermit crabs, and some of them were really just fucking with what the Brachyurans had going on and followed their lead, and got carcinized. Some examples, of course, are the king crab, who is thought to have evolved from a hermit crab ancestor, and the porcelain crab, thought to have
Wait,
evolved.
really? Wait, the fucking big crab, the big noodly crab that evolved from the tiny little crab?
From some kind of
Yo.
squat lobster, and the hairy stone crab and other members of Animura that went through carcinization separately and independently of each other. Okay, so why did this happen? Since
Also, I'm really sorry, guys. This must be like so hard to watch. I am struggling here. It's not like a Max0r video. Like, I am just having information bombarded at me, and I am struggling to keep up. This is a lot harder to watch than a casual or more path. Goddamn. Oh god.
unfortunately, they didn't actually look at true crabs and decide their
Maybe I
fate.
picked the
How
wrong
did this
video.
happen? Well, since it happened to so many different kinds of Animurans independently, there must have been tons of different environmental stressors that all led to the same body form, the same adaptation. And to start thinking about some of those possible reasons, we
I
have
feel
to
like
look
that
at some of the
can't
major
happen, though.
adaptations that took place by looking at the anatomy of a decapod. Decapod kind of sounds like tech deck. Now, all I want is a picture of a decapod on a tech deck. Tech deck, decapod. To keep it simple, I'm going to go over
God,
two
oh
of the
my
major
God.
adaptations. So, in the ancestral body plan, like lobsters and crayfish still have today, they have a sheet of exoskeleton that covers their head and thorax. I guess you can kind of think of a thorax
Okay.
as a chest.
Okay.
That sheet of exoskeleton is called a carapace. And then they have the abdomen behind that.
I know what carapace is because Warhammer carapace armor. That's the only reason I know what carapace is, or I know how to say it. I know the word carapace because there's a special breed of armor in Warhammer 40k that the Imperial Guard, I will never call them the astronauts from fuck off, how they wear called carapace armor. The more
Abdomen
you
is
know.
long, and the carapace is long as well, kind of like cylindrical. And in crabs, their whole thorax area, or their sternum, stretched out horizontally, creating a more flat, square-shaped carapace. And then the abdomen became reduced and folded underneath, as you can see. Okay, so that's what happened. But why? And why?
Wait, they got fucking belly folds. They got fucking from I forgot what I was gonna say. Fuck.
Conditions, because hermit crabs seem to have done it too. If you want to think about this with me and come up with your own ideas, pause the video, sit with it for a little bit, and then come back and then we'll talk about it. If you don't
Okay, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna sit with it for a minute. Yeah, no, nothing.
want to, you don't have to. I can't make you do anything, but I would really
You
like
just
it
told
if
me
you
to do
would.
it, lady.
So, I think the easiest place to start would be the folding of the abdomen underneath their body. That is clearly a much safer place to keep part of your body. Reduces the chance of predators
guess
snatching it out.
so.
All your important shit is compact, tucked into a little briefcase. So it's easy to see why that became more favorable.
Okay, that's
when
a true
we were
story. Yeah.
times. And then with the ancestor to king crabs, the hermit crab ancestor, a shell was protecting the abdomen. Here's a picture of a hermit crab without a shell. And maybe something happened where those king
Oh,
crab
God, that's
ancestors found themselves
creepy.
in an environment that
Why is it worse without its shell? It's like, ooh, it's like a little slimy little thing without the shell. It's
didn't have
awful.
an abundance of shells lying around that they can move into. And so they were exposed and over millions of years adapted to protect their abdomens themselves, like an independent bitch. Some scientists have also suggested that the folding of the abdomen
Like an independent lady. Don't need no
could
money.
lead to problems with movement. In hermit crabs with the heavy shell, and then with the lobster shape, the abdomen is muscular and heavy and weighs you down. So being that square, folded up, flat, little guy, lets you be more agile and escape danger more easily. Regardless of how it happened, it's incredible that it evolved at least 5 different times, from different starting points to create essentially the same exact creature.
That is bizarre as fuck. Okay, I understood that part. That is bizarre as fuck. Something evolved so much, and yet ended up in the same final form over and over again. It's like all roads lead to this one fucking default form. That's crazy,
Absolutely
bro.
classic case of convergent evolution. But there's something that Big Crab doesn't want you to know. Decarcinization is a thing too. And in 2021, a team of scientists found that decarcinization happened at least 7 different times, including in the true crab lineage, the Brachyurans. I will show you 2 of them. The frog crab.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, God, that is awful.
Unusual, to say the least. They clearly have a longer carapace than the crab.
What the fuck? It's like a fucking child's drawing of a crab. What the fuck?
And my favorite extinct crab, alive 95 million years ago, called Chimera perplexa. They were quite perplexed in a few different ways. They had big eyes with no sockets, mouth parts that looked like legs, and bent claws, and also had a more elongated carapace, unlike their Brachyuran brothers, and their abdomen was poking out too. These both serve as a perfect example that even though we joke about crab being the final form, that is not actually the case. Like any discussion of the evolutionary history of any group, what exists today is in transition, meaning even though we exist on a scale of time where everything feels set in stone because our years feel relatively long, every population is still responding to changes in their environment and evolving on scales that are just too small for us to observe.
You know, I never thought of that. I legitimately never fucking thought of that, ever. But she's totally right. She's completely right. In like a couple 100 million years, everything will look different than what it looks like now. Holy fucking shit! Yeah, we just see it on like such a small scale, bro.
We just so happen to live in this specific moment with billions of years behind us and billions more to come, where multiple lineages have the crab form. And what happens in the billions of years to come can only be left to our imagination. If you like this.
Wait, would crabs like evolve like? Well, I was gonna say legs, but they have like. Could crabs evolve bigger brains and like become surface dwellers and be like, yo, I'm a crab person now, and then we have humans and crab people. I'm going way too far.
Be sure to subscribe so you don't. Fuck! If you like this video, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss my next long form video of another episode of What the Fuck Is This? Coming out next week. You can keep up with my daily short form content on TikTok and Instagram, while I have also obviously been taking advantage of the push for shorts on this platform. And for now, stay curious. The world has a lot for us to learn. See ya!
Okay, that was different. Not what I was expecting, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't hate it. I just wasn't expecting to have such a science lesson. I didn't come into this prepared for this. I didn't come into it prepared. I've never seen her videos before. Bro, that was a lot to take in. I don't know, I enjoyed it, but I'm more curious to see what you guys thought. If you want me to read some more of her or some videos you think would be better suited, because I literally just typed in her name and then I saw crab. I was like, oh, crabs are funny. Let's do that one. But yeah, let me know what you want, guys. If you want to see more of her or some specific videos. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.